Every altar has a facilitator. Jeroboam was the one standing by the altar. Every altar has a sustainer, a facilitator, has a sponsor. Every altar has a sponsor. Jeroboam owned that altar. Every altar has a sacrifice on it. And sometimes we talk of sacrifice, people think it's only about money. No, your praise is a sacrifice. So let us offer sacrifice of praise. Prayer is a sacrifice. Anything that costs you something is a sacrifice. Not necessarily money. Every altar carries fire. The altar of God carries fire that consumes wickedness. So also the altar of the enemy carries fire. Every altar has a voice. Jeroboam cried from the altar, but the man of God cried against the altar. Sir, the first thing you must do to address altar is your voice.
Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. I have no shadow of doubt, as you hear this video, your faith will be lifted to another level. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, click the bell notification, and give me a thumbs up if you really like this video. Watch the full video next to this one.
Altars are lifeless without sponsors. Every altar has a sponsor. There is someone sponsoring that altar. Someone raised it. Someone sponsored it. I wish I'm talking to somebody here. Someone raised it. So the priest or whoever, hear me, whoever owns that altar most times is different from the person who brings issues to the altar. Exodus 15:1 says the horses and the rider. Okay, let me explain. This place is an altar. Are you aware? It's a positive altar. Are you aware? Okay, let me give you a literal example. There are some of you in this place now. You have pictures of your family members. You brought them to altar. That is how somebody also carried your own. I wish I fall to a negative. I don't know them. I don't know your family members, but you know them. I'm here as a priest of the altar. You are here as somebody who brought an issue to the altar. That's how it is in the negative. That's why when they were free from Egypt, Miriam said the horses and the rider. There are sponsors. There are those who have taken issues. I'm telling you the truth, sir. There are some people that have made another person their office. They sleep and wake up thinking of how to make a particular person cry. It's like a project. It's like a project. What have I done to you? No. Satan gives them this burden, this passion. Your language irritates them. Your dressing, waking up in the morning itches their ears. To hear that you are still alive causes them confusion. You post something, they see it, they have fever. They see you smiling, they want to, they are just waiting for something negative. They will wait in vain. They will wait in vain. They will wait in vain. Anyone waiting to see you go down, so long you are here, by the power of the Holy Ghost, whether you are watching me around the world, I decree they will wait in vain. 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 Everyone hearing the sound of my voice, everyone waiting to see you go down, we wait in vain. Everyone sponsoring, facilitating an altar where you have been summoned, I prophesy they will wait in vain. That altar catch fire. 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 The horses and the rider. The horses. Mandasa. There are people You know what he said in Zechariah 1, I think 19 and 21. He said, these are the horns that have scattered Judah, Jerusalem, and Israel. Horns that scatter. There are people who are horns that scatter. Zechariah 1:19, I think so. Horns that scatter. He said, these are the horns that have scattered Judah, Israel. And in verse 21, he said, these are the horns that have said that no one can lift up his head. There are families where nobody can lift up their head. Anybody who wants to rise, they pull the person down. Anybody who wants to become something, they fight the person. Spirituality, listen, the reality. Look at what somebody said. Shot in the dream, bleeding in the physical. Did you hear that testimony? And a physical bullet came out of her body. And you are telling me that this warfare is not real? Yeah, we are dealing with principalities and powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. Right in this church, a young boy was picked and sitting around there. Who entered the bus or a car, whatever he entered, and some girls touched him, and his 200,000 turned to a piece of paper. I mean, I walked to the boy. I said, something was turned to paper. What was turned to paper? He brought it to church. Somebody directed him there. At the end, do you know what I heard? They said the young man was angry. They wanted me to turn it. He brought the paper so I could turn it back to money. I said, I'm not a magician. Cash, rock. I don't know how to explain to you. It happened here or not in a movie. If you believe, you don't believe, it's up to you. It happened here. Some of you, how many of you were in service? Okay. He sat in car, they were arguing, touched him, he came down, money turned to paper. Am I talking to somebody here? One day I was in my house, I'm not with my wife, I was seeing I was watching from the CCTV, and I saw people fighting by my gate. They were pulling somebody towards my gate, pulling. It was in the afternoon, pulling. So I decided to come out. And I told the security, follow me. What's happening at my gate? They were pounding somebody, and that person was doing like this. What's happening? He carried my something. What's happening? He carried my something. What did they carry? My something. He said the wife told him to drag the guy to my place. How am I involved? They began to beat the guy. See, let me give you a story. You want to hear? Beats the guy. They carry something. The guy said, you should wait. They shouldn't beat him. And we see the confidence with this talk. Say, wait. He has something he will do. So my own duty was to lay hands on the person whose something was collected and push both of them out of the front of my gate. A pastor in Niger, in Mina. He went to buy fuel. He was buying fuel. You know, in the north, there are these cripples that use rollers. If you are from the north, you see them enough. There's a name they call them. Boris. They use this Boris Roland thing. And they were doing that. The guy came and went towards the wife because he was buying gas, fuel. Went towards the wife and said, Madam, give me something. Find me something. Give me money. So the wife stood up. I was about to move, but something turned her. She turned, gave the man money. As he gave the man money, she had her leg. She was feeling pain. That's how she went down. And the man stood up. But there were people that were smart enough. They caught the guy. And this I'm telling you happened years ago. They caught the guy and began to beat. Beat them, they will bleed. Nothing you can do. They dragged the guy to the station. Connected pastor, big pastor connected. As they dragged the guy, they went to the station. And the policeman said, Pastor, your wife is not working. Wait, if you don't carry fire, your wife is not working. Leave this guy. You can't discipline him more than us. but first, let's get your wife to work. And they asked the guy, what can you do to restore? He said, this is what they would have said it. And he said something outrageous. You want to hear it? He said, tell the pastor's wife to kiss me on my mouth. The pastor said, kiss another slap. Whoa, whoa. The police officer said, not be to kiss. Make it for waka. As the woman attempted to do that, the woman disappeared, the beggar disappeared. How many of you have heard this story before? What I'm telling you. It's a popular story. It's not others. We wrestle not against flesh. May you not meet an agent of the devil. One of the young men here who came to submit, and if I use this, I hope he will not be angry with me, because people need to learn, told me a story. He was in my office yesterday, and I hope he will not be offended if I use this. I married a lady who's no more with, who burnt his certificate, primary school, secondary, university, NYSC, burnt. He's here, the guy, or maybe he has left. Burnt! Because he wants to submit. So I was asking, okay, you want me to be your father? Tell me about yourself. He said he wants to marry somebody. I said, what's the first one? He said, look. I said, burnt it! One of the hospitals here, there was a doctor, he's late now, called me one time around 3 that he's confused, it's an emergency. And I said, what is it? He said he's confused. He's very good. He said he was a sound guy, was an elderly person. You may know the doctor I'm talking about. They brought a case, daddy. A man's wife, the man was sleeping. I know sometimes, man, when we are sleeping, that thing can just, on his own, it could just stand. It's a biological thing. Now, so the wife carrying knife began to slice. The man was smart, woke up. What are you doing? The thing was dangling. Already done. That's how the man ran. I said, God, that the doctor was trying. He said, but the man is foaming. That he's confused. That he has a situation where he can stitch. He said, but the man is foaming. I said, so why are you calling me? He said, pray now. Why will I call you? Are you a doctor? You need to be praying. Be praying. Why? You know, some doctors are terrible. Because the guy was his good friend. And I said, oh, this. Agents. There was somebody my wife was very comfortable with as a doctor. My wife was comfortable with the man. He was an elderly man. And I didn't know why she was very comfortable until I met the man. Nice guy, but the guy is late. When I began to investigate the kind of wife, when I heard stories, it's better you stay single than to marry a disaster. I pray for you. Anyone in your life on assignment, it doesn't matter how emotionally tied you are to them. Today, I separate you from them. Take your seat. One of my daughters in one of our branches. Are you ready tonight? Why God? Nobody wants to control your life. Nobody, no pastor is interested in controlling you. Nobody is interested in controlling your life. But we give you counsel, we give you guidance. Nobody's interested. Civilization is the biggest problem of spirituality now. Nobody's interested in controlling you. Nobody. Do we have time for that? Nobody. A daughter, one of our branches, brought a young man. Those who have met with me those who have met with me one-on-one sometimes can tell you the kind of prophetic words they have gotten. Some can tell you fearful. And he brought the guy. I looked at the young man. I held his hand. He took his hand off my hand. I said, give me your hand. He took his hand off again. But he did it such a, kept it. He kept it. I said, okay. And I was hearing covenants. So I asked him, I said, what is covenant? He said, I don't know the covenant. I said, okay. There's a step out. I called my daughter. I said, who married this one? He said, I've shown him to everybody. So you see, sometimes what they do is endorsement. It's not prayer. They want me to endorse. I've shown to everybody that I can. I said there are problems, there are issues. You know, go feel pray, can't we spoil it, can't we cancel it? And this one cannot be cancelled. This young man has a strong covenant. He has gotten her a car, gotten her some money to start a business, gotten the mother money to start something. So she was excited. I said, but leave this guy alone. This is what happened. They got married. Against my will. She got pregnant. Anytime she is pregnant, he will beat her, kick the stomach. She must bleed in front of him. She will lose it. She will cry. He will come. I don't know what came over me. Pets. Buy her a gift. After a couple of months, she's pregnant. He will beat her, kick her. It happened 4 times. But the young girl had a mother that was a bit smart. The mother said, when you are pregnant, come to my house. Really? Say, come to my house. Go to the mother's house. The mother took the phone, turned it off. He said, you will travel to Ile-Ife, where your brother is. And the brother and this guy don't see eye to eye. Sometimes get stubborn brother. He gets wild. You know, in church, there are the young men that carried Ananias and Sapphira. That's their ministry, young men that carries. Young men that carries cups. Are you following what I'm saying? And went to the brother's place. Life story. Brother's place in Ile-Ife. This guy started looking for. Going to the 3rd month, the fourth month. The mother called me and told me. I said, but I told you. I was emaciating. Losing weight. He had a covenant. He'll be rich. He must have money. But the day he gives birth to a child. Now, I don't have a problem with the stupid covenant. Why marry a lady who wants a child? If witch marry wizard, this life will be sweet. If witch go and marry a wizard, it's a good thing. The house is a coven. Fly, come back, fly, land, no problem. But you will carry your witchcraft and meet an innocent person. If Babalawo marry Mamalawo, it's a good thing. So the whole house, they have children lawo. Covenant. So when they tell you things like that, you're like, oh, we are children. Okay, I'll talk about that now. We are children of God. God forbid. God forbid. You think God forbid is warfare? It's not my portion. No matter how you do your hand, it's still around you. Make decree. The man they killed yesterday also said God forbid. The person that died on the highway said God forbid. All of them said God forbid. Warfare. Warfare is not confession, it's warfare. Abiele. Yeah. The lady. she was looking for a child. And she prayed. The baby wasn't coming. Prayed. And she would go to worry. The mother was selling the market. This draw soup. What do they call this? The nut. I know Ogbalo, not be that one they ask you. What do they call this doka nut? What's the English name? Is there an English name for doka nut? That's doka nut. That's the English name. That's a terrible English.
And this woman, when she goes to market, until she finishes selling, nobody will sell. When she stand there, until she finishes selling, nobody will sell. So she'll give her daughter money. Daughter will go to worry. The woman, she presses people's women. Women should know what I'm talking about. The particular woman says she's massaging the stomach so that baby can come in, she can be easy. That's what they said they were doing. She was doing that every weekend. So one day they brought her here. She doesn't go to our Omega 5 ministries. They brought her. While we are praying, I said, now woman, they do this thing. I see the woman around you. She said, I don't know, just try the child. We prayed. That night she went home. And in her sleep, a voice said to her, I have put in your womb a machine that sucks babies. She heard. When she woke up, she ran here. I met her waiting. Counseling came. I said, sir, look at what I heard. I said, do you know the voice? He said, yes. I said, we says my mother's voice. I said, your mother? I said, kneel down. You machine that suck babies. I have a machine that suck machine. I bind you. And she said, sir, okay. Okay. She left. I said, don't go to any worry. He said, no problem. When she got home, the mother was angry. Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? He said, so yeah, take. Now, enter motor. Go there. Now, that was a collaboration. And the lady said, I'm not going. See, beating. Grown-up lady slaps. Mommy, I'm not going. Beating. The lady left the mother's place. The mother began to beg. The next market, down. Everything going down. Woman got pregnant. 1 month, 2 months, 9 months, business closed. So she was trading with the fertility, the productivity, the futures of the daughter. There are people who are enriching themselves. You think you are seeing wealth. You are happy because you bought a car. You are happy because you bought a house. But if only you know how much of your patrimony, how much of your wealth someone is sitting on. You will, sometimes they give you peanuts to make you feel they are taking nothing. They give you peanuts. They allow you to see peanuts, so you are seeing windfall. Tiny droplets here and there. Yeah, after all. No. And meanwhile, what was taken from you is a lot. I decree, everyone sustaining the altar, as we begin to pray in the next few minutes, there's fire. Take your seat. Every altar has what? A sustainer. Number 2, every altar has a sacrifice on it. And sometimes we talk of sacrifice. People think it's only about money. But praise is a sacrifice. So let us offer sacrifice of praise. Prayer is a sacrifice. Anything that costs you something is a sacrifice. Not necessarily money. Not necessarily money. And I told you, I said that this morning when I was teaching, that what Jesus came to do for you is only your soul. The price. Jesus did not die for you to marry a good husband. It is you that we have sense to see red flags. Are you following me? Jesus didn't die for you so that you can come out and have a first class in school. No, you will read book. What the death of Jesus and his resurrection did is to give you a platform. After you have done what you should do, having done all to stand, stand. Because you have done that, you cannot make declarations. It's only a platform. It's a platform. Just the same way. To have a good home, sir, there is something you should do. It's not spiritual. It's not fasting and prayer. It's a character. If all you know as a woman is fasting and prayer, hunger will kill your husband. Character, to be humble. Character, to be respectful. As a man, to be open and fatherly. To know that your wife is not just your friend, she's your daughter, she's your partner, she's your member as a pastor, she's everything. So the person that must see Christ in you, you are a role model. When your character character is questionable. You don't know what your wife is calling you. You are the one that thinks she's calling you daddy. Listen where it's Dundee, she's calling you Dundee. You have not listened well. I think it's daddy, she's calling you daddy. 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 Yes, daddy. You're surprised she's never audible. Yes, daddy. Dundee. Say this one. By reason. So you are the one that would having a good home is a deliberate effort. It's intentional. I'm being honest to you, women. To live with a woman, women are somehow. I'm telling you, there is a species that even the Almighty God is trying to understand. You are trying to understand what God does not understand. God is trying to understand them. It is the way they are wired. But can I surprise you? They are the best species. They are better than men, no? Men are like nose. They'll be in front, but they can't see it. The people. You follow what I'm saying? Learn to listen to your wife. Listen. When she's talking, be listening. The crisis you are in is because you don't listen. When my wife tells me about somebody, say this person. In those days, Daddy, I used to argue. I say, what do you mean? Because she's a woman, so I feel there's this jealousy in her, or she's uncomfortable. But I discovered everyone that she pointed was a crisis. Oh my God. The worst. If I remember the words, there are some she just say, this person, be careful. There was one she came today, just look at me, see this person? Mark him. See this one? Mark him. I've told you. What did they worry this one? You just come to me, you're just accusing people. What? I've heard you. If I had listened. If I had listened. And you want to have a wonderful home. There's a sacrifice on that altar. Your prayer, your praise, your giving. Because of what's happening around the nations of the world, now pastors are afraid to preach giving. You will not tell me what to preach in a church that God started through me. Me. Called by God. Satan is attacking the subject of giving. I don't blame them for attacking it, because some pastors say they too do. Say, you will collect money from widow, collect from orphan. I will tell you about giving. Nobody should threaten you to give. At gunpoint. Jesus. I see. You are seeing nothing. You are blind. You are not seeing anything. Say, people that after you is serious. So 6 to 6, no water, no food, no brush. Don't even brush your mouth. A serious problem. So the pastor said, the politician said, really? Say yes. I say, how fast I can't fast? He said, I'll fast for you. But you pay. Because 6 to 12, you get what you will collect. 6 to 6, there's the money we collect. So this 6 to 12, you pay. Politician said, how much? He gave him bill. The man paid for 7 days. Thank you, sir. Do it for me. Politician came the next day. He saw the pastor. Yay! These enemies are serious. Oh. He said, I've paid you now. Do it for me. 2 days after that, the politician had a project in that area. He didn't tell pastor he was coming. So he came to inspect the project. He now said, let me greet daddy. When he had done there, you know those hot fufu? This was around 1-2. He met pastor. Hot fufu. Illegal structure. Pastor was ministering. They must have thought you are fasting. If not you do first day, they beat you. You do second day, you don't go recover. Nobody should take money from you for prayer. Nobody should take money from you for prayer. Giving is freely. You must be convinced to give. Nobody should use prophecy to take money from you. If you are giving because you are sealing a prophecy, it's your conviction. When giving is involved, it is on the platform of conviction. That's the first thing you must know about giving. Conviction. You must be convinced and convicted. Or else your giving will be a waste. And the second thing about giving, it must be willingly. First, conviction. 2, willing. Number 3, it must be a function of love. You love God. You come to a place like this, for example, they have done programs. This program, they did this, they did that. Okay, let me plant a seed to express how much I love the Lord. I have a son, I just saw his message on my phone. See, Daddy, I just sent some millions for the diesel of the program that you are running. It's one of our pastors for the diesel of the program. Nobody asking, nobody talk. It's conviction to say that program is being done in Nigeria where they have light. When they have stable light, so they have used diesel. So that's conviction. Look around and be convinced by God, and also be cheerful. I'm talking of giving. What's the first? Second? Third? Fourth? Cheerful. Conviction, willingly, love, and cheerful. Number 3. Every altar carries fire. The altar of God carries fire that consumes wickedness. So also the altar of the enemy carries fire. When you are going through pressure, it is the fire of the demonic altar burning. You are going through heat. And it's something, oh God. Can I give you an example? Have you seen a sick person? Have you seen a sick person? His body is hot, yet he's telling you, cover me. You know what I'm saying? If your body is hot, is that not when you should open the window so that you can? No, his body is hot. Is this saying you can't dare bring water, cold water close to him? Oh, but in the real life, when something is hot, we carry cold water. No, that is the mystery. That there's a fire burning from inside. You can't understand. As money come in your hand, boom, 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 something carries it. There's a demonic fire on an altar. As you enter a relationship, pa, 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 something happens. There's a demonic fire on an altar. People make promises to you. On the spot, they start having problems. There's a demonic fire. There's a fire. The Bible says, and when Paul gathered wood, a viper came out of the heat. There are heat-producing vipers that are targeted at people's handiwork, people's destiny, the source of people's income. I decree, everyone under the sound of my voice, every demonic fire and every viper that has come out of the heat, I decree they will go back to where they came from. They will go back to where they came from. Number 4, and then I'm going to pray. Every altar has a voice. Jeroboam cried from the altar, but the man of God cried against the altar. Sir, the first thing you must do to address altar is your voice. The Man of God said,
Altar!
oh altar. Jeroboam reacted. He cried, altars are powerless when you are not, altars are powerless without audibility. When there is no audibility, altars are powerless. You must give altars the voice. And that is where prayer comes in. Every altar needs a voice. You must make declarations and address the altar. What is that traceable, notable pattern in your family line? That's an altar. That thing that is common to everybody. That's an altar. That's an altar. That thing that is common to everybody. Battles here and there. It's like a man, Amos 5:19. It's like when a man ran from the bush, escaping a lion. A bear met him. And he ran from outside. He ran into the house. As he leaned on a wall, a serpent beat him. So both outside and inside, altars need a voice. Who will cry? Altar, oh altar. Altar, oh altar. When altars are crying against you, like I said, you are not a tree. You cannot stand and people are making negotiations on how to undo you. And your mouth is sealed. What does that mean? You are seeing a trend, a pattern going on. A pattern. And you do nothing about it. By not doing something, you have done something. Refusal to do nothing is doing something. Indecision is a decision. By folding your hands, you are folding your life. God is looking for a generation of people that will cry out. A people that will say, enough is enough. Altars in my family, altars in my home, altars in my health, altars in my business. Moses could not be visited until he cried. The Bible says, Exodus 3:6, and the baby wept. When the baby wept, that was when Pharaoh's daughter heard. Altars. Am I talking to somebody here? How many of you have read Ecclesiastes 10:19? He said, money what? Answer. Money. Pastor Harry. Yes, Daddy. Pastor Harry. Yes, Daddy. Did he answer? Why did he answer? So, for money to answer, what do you do? Money. Oh, you are not. Money. So, money can't answer unless money is called. Are you ready to call something? Be upstanding. We are going to pray. We are going to pray and I beg of you in the name of the Lord, wherever you came from, whatever country you came from, your visit will not be productive if you don't carry your result. You can't travel, enter the plane, come by road, and go back the same way. God punish the devil. In fact, God will do more than what you expect. Even the areas you were not expecting, God will do it.